true facts, I've never played Daiteikoku in the summer, so I saw Summertime Alice in her cute little wedding dress, and that was new to me. Thought I would just, you know, share with you guys a moment of cuteness. So I'm against these guys, and I would imagine this is a part of the game a lot of people look forward to, just because of the way it is, you know. It's rants, you know, everyone looks forward to rants, so, I don't know, it's not very hard, really. Some people have difficulty with it. It's still a good idea to move units back to help out, so I'm going to do that for a couple of turns. I need to unequip Taira really quick. There's probably a good way to tell when Taira leaves your army. I don't know how to tell, so I'm just going to remove units from him now, and know that in the future I'll be good. He can still stabilize. I don't think he needs a ship to stabilize, so he's going to continue stabilizing there. Shibagami's going to move up here, though. I guess I'll defend at least once. I don't really need to, though. I can attack now if I repair. I might do that. Let me see what I have in research and development. I really need to focus on this a little more because I'm starting to get behind. Or rather, I'm progressing, you know, at a faster rate than I'm teching up, which is whatever. So I'm going to send back people who need to heal. As well. That makes more sense to me. I'll leave... That's pretty good, actually. Because most of the Yuan units are cannon. I don't think they have anything besides cannon units. So having, you know, laser units is the best option. For once in the game, that's the best option. Don't get used to that. Though, honestly, in your first playthrough, you probably won't be fighting the Yuan. I didn't in my first playthrough. So I guess I'll put that out there. You know what? I'll repair her. I'll repair her, who I've found some disturbing news about, but I won't share it. I'll just let it happen. I'll send one of these guys too. They're gonna have to restabilize everything. Oh, no, you're not going. She's actually bad for me here because I'm going first. I'm not planning on taking hits from the enemy. So again, Femu's not gonna see much use, but it's the strategy. When you're fighting cannon units, you don't want to let them attack. That's stupid. You would never do that. I'm not going to send him. But you don't want to let these guys attack you. Just go in there with fast laser units, finish them quick, don't worry about it. Not hard fights. Even my cannon units are going to be faster than them. Their speed's not bad. Their speed's not bad from what I recall. It's just not very good. So that's whatever. Easy, right? Well, the first territory is easy. It gets harder as you move on. The one with Rance is actually pretty difficult. And actually I think Rance has attacks other than just cannons. So, there's that. But it's still not hard. I'll just build what I had here in the past. No change. God. This is always such a cluster for me. I don't remember what her request is. I'm gonna do reduced dev cost. I don't even care. Just skip it. I gotta just do that because it's more important to me than the other things right now. I'm still not hurting for admirals, you know what I mean? So I'll just keep going at my own pace. It's worked so far. I mean, again, I would like to restate again that while I know some stuff about this game a lot of people don't necessarily know, I am far from having it all memorized, and I definitely don't have what I'm doing optimized at all. Not even close. You know what, the majority of the people watching this probably have a better optimization for me, because I'd like to think people finding these videos about Daiteikoku are actually involved in like the game currently themselves. You know what I mean? So, like, I mean, I'm involved with the game, I play it, I like it, but I haven't actually sat down and explored all aspects of the game for a while. So, obviously I would know less than someone who is doing that currently. That's the point I'm making, I guess, I don't know. Anyway, they're talking to Yuan, so, you know, there's that. Finally, something from America, right? I guess maybe you like American stuff, I don't know. Frank Luce isn't very interesting. He's actually in there for like least interesting character in the entire game. So is Hannah, in my opinion. But, I mean, at least Hannah has potential. Frank Luce has no potential. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think he could be interesting to anybody, really. Hannah could be. But no, a lot of people, like I was saying earlier, a lot of people don't necessarily encounter the Yuan on their first playthrough. I don't think I did for my first two. Just because I was progressing really, really slowly. I think in my first playthrough I spent a lot of time trying to go into Gamerica, and that was a big mistake. Trying to go into Gamerica hard your first time through the game, I would never advise that. Which I should have said in an earlier part. You know, I should have like mapped it out for newer players and been like, well, this is a good idea, and this is not. I didn't do that. But it has its own merits too. For me, it's fun doing things and exploring it on my own. Obviously, not everybody's going to feel the same way, but, you know, it's whatever. And this is another, you know, it's Dokutsu losing their southern front, basically. It's Rommel gets captured. I think this is the scene where he gets captured, or it's hinting at it happening, and he'll just be there. I don't think he can ever get executed or anything. He's just always... Or no, maybe he can. That's one of those things I was talking about. I don't recall, you know? I don't recall if he gets executed. I'm sure that I wouldn't assume that he might be executed if there wasn't some validity to that in some way, but... Essentially what I'm saying is that there is a way he might be removed from the game. I don't know what that is. So... I mean, I remember being able to save him very late in the game. It seems at almost random times that I was saving him, so... In any case, I'll try and get Rommel, but I'm going almost purely off memory and what I want to do, so... That's how that goes. Yeah, the British actually, during World War II, they did pretty well in North Africa. They didn't suffer too much on that front, actually. They did pretty well. I mean, like, you look at how did America do during the Eastern Front in World War II? Well, they went into Europe and swept through it. It was easy wins, right? Not easy wins, but I mean, comparatively. Like, their losses compared to Russia and Germany, no. You know, America did good, but they came in late. After everything was said and done, Britain was in the war since the beginning, basically, and they, you know, they had losses and whatever, but they redeemed themselves, I feel, the North African campaign. Strategically speaking, like, Russia didn't redeem itself at any point in the war. They had terrible strategies throughout the whole thing, casualties all across the board, tons of civilians lost. Just, you know, you can't look at how Russia did during World War II and say, yeah, they won that, they thrived in that war. Can't be done. They threw people at the problem until the problem was cleaned up by others. And, you know, Britain actually did something progressive. They weren't a punching bag. That's how I'm looking at it. Russia was a massive punching bag for Germany, and the British were no such thing. Yeah, I don't have much to say about this now. This is really it. I mean... Oh, these people. Yep. I don't really know that much about the technical warfare in Africa. I mean, I know that it was heavily reliant on tank battles because of the large expanses of open desert, which were hilariously fought in. I still think that's weird. Obviously, cities were the focal point, but, you know. A tank is going to be more of a threat in a huge open field of sand than it is going to be in a city, you know, where people can hide behind buildings or whatever. So tanks were more of an emphasis there. Yeah, so I guess I'll skip this because there's not much going on. I've already explained what the scene is, and Montgomery's there. Just like in real life, Montgomery was commanding the desert forces for Africa. So he was big into all that. He was a bad dude, very well known. That's really it. I mean, I don't have much to say about him other than he was a really good general. So, and in the game, he's probably a good admiral. I don't think I've ever obtained him. So there's that. But, you know, I just like that. Personally, that's one of the things that interests me. Like how a lot of generals were respected by all sides during the conflict. You know, nobody talked shit about Rommel. Nobody talked shit about well, Alright. But, you know, sanguine about its future? I've never heard that phrase before. Dark, I guess, right? But yeah, it's totally bad for Dokutsu now. They're pretty much going to lose completely. That's it. Losing territory, and that's a big sign to me to, like, head out. You know, I can keep conquering now. Yeah, Manstein basically loses here. Zakov, you know, he's there. I have no experience with that general at all. I'm gonna skip this as well. I've already explained what's happening. They're losing territory. Manstein's gone. He's out of the equation. Rommel's out of the equation. They're both not with Dokutsu anymore. That's important. So yeah, Kingdom of France. Did you forget about these guys? I sure as hell did. I don't even know what this scene is about. I didn't realize they had any more beyond, you know, their first or whatever. Because it's pointless. Who cares? Who cares about these people? I don't give a shit about these people. Let's skip it. They're not relevant in the game. They might think that they're relevant. They might try to be relevant by having a scene here and there, but they're not. They're not. We'll skip it. But the Yuan are, actually. So I'll let theirs go. Everyone's a huge fan of Rance, right? Of course. Of course you are. Who can't like Rance? Well, I have to say this. I've said it in a couple of things. The Chaos Horde. Well, guess what his flagship is? It's Chaos. Anyway, I have to say this in most of my playthroughs. I have a friend who is vehemently against the Rance games because he doesn't like Rance's character. He doesn't like that Rance rapes people, and he won't play them. He refuses to play the games based on that. That's really infuriating to me. It's because they're fun games, despite that. I mean, I can understand you not liking the idea of rape. You should. You shouldn't like the idea of rape. It's bad. But, I mean, it's a game, you know? It's not like, you know, you still kill people in games and you're not, you know, you're against killing, but whatever. People are as they are. What are you gonna do about it? Anyway. Yeah, I don't really have anything to say about this, really. It's just Rance being Rance. What can I say? Even though this isn't technically Rance, and that's not technically Syl, I don't think. Canonically, they're not the same. So. You know. But yeah, it's just a huge cameo. And this is cool, I like this, but it's not really important. I mean, like, you don't even get this in most routes. Or, well, you can get it in any route, let me clarify. But you may not necessarily get it. Most people wouldn't get this in their first playthrough. So it's like an Easter egg mixed with a cameo, and it's just whatever. I mean, you don't really get that much out of it. You know, I should mention that now. You get very little from this event happening. It's just to slow you down, to add more content. You get this girl as an admiral. I mean, she's cool. She has a really good H scene, now that I remember it. She's a really good H scene. Anyway, you get this girl and you get an extra territory, and I don't even think there's anything important there, to be honest with you. So it's really not that important. If you're struggling in Daiteikoku, this is not advisable. I don't advise you do this event because it's like I said, it's largely pointless. Yeah. It's not required. It is not required in any route. It is purely bonus. So, but this girl talks some sense into Rance. Well, you can't talk sense into Rance. She speaks to Rance like, you know, like he's a normal person, and he's not. So it doesn't work out. Oh, and this shit. Oh my god. Please don't ask me about the Turkey Star system. I know nothing about this territory. I haven't done anything with it. I always look at it in a playthrough and I'm like, this is too much of a pain in the ass. I'm not doing it. And then I leave. I just don't like it. It's one of those things where the amount of shit you have to go through, it does not outweigh the, like, what you have to do is a gigantic chore. It looks like. I don't even know if it is. It just appears to be a massive chore. And the reward is minor. So. And I mean, as I say that, I know about the Admiral you can get here. I know about her strengths. I know that she can be one of the best Admirals in the game by a large amount. But, that said, I never need that. You know, I never need an Admiral who's super strong. You know? I mean, I play through Sengoku Rants and I'm like, yeah, I sure wish I had, you know, Masakage here so I could on-rush and one-shot anybody in the game. I get that feeling from Sengoku Rants. I don't ever get that feeling in Daiteikoku. Never. So, I don't feel like this stuff is important. And I don't seek it out. I would never do this. I mean, from a complete... Okay, I would do it one time, probably. I'm a completionist when I play games. I'm that kind of person who has to get all the achievements and whatever. And I'm explaining this so that way you know why I feel this way about Turkey in this game. I will go through a game and I will complete everything. I will 100% the fuck out of it. I will do everything there is to do. I like that. I like doing that. But I will only do that one time, probably, and the one time that I do that, I'll pick a bunch of things that I dislike that I only did for the sake of completion. Turkey is one of those things. When I go through a game for fun, and, you know, I'm just enjoying myself, like the first time, usually the example applies to my first time through a game, I look at a, you know, like, look at Turkey. Does it have any good story events? No, it doesn't have any character that I care about there. It has this woman. I don't care about this woman. I don't know anything about her. She has no connections to any of the characters I like. So, there's no character thing there that I like. Her design is nice, but that's not enough. She doesn't have a Daidoji Komatsu. Or you know, or I forgot her name. The pink-haired girl at the beginning of the game that you sleep with. Doesn't have that design. So it's not good enough for me. I'm not going to seek her out. And then I have to look at gameplay. What does it bring to the table gameplay-wise? Is it something particularly unique? Yes, it is, but it's also gimmicky. Her ability is very gimmicky, and I'll explain it once I've reviewed it. I want to know exactly what it does before I explain it to you guys. So, next part or some other part, I don't know. And, you know, like, okay, so gimmicky, not necessarily interesting or important ability or bonus that I get there. No real good story. Is it actually fun to attack there? Is it actually going to be fun to fight? And I remember being like all anti-laser ships and stupid shit like that I don't care about. I mean, that was a big rant for a territory that I already said I'm not going to probably involve myself with. It depends how much fun I want to have. When I'm recording, sometimes I'll do stuff that I wouldn't do ordinarily because it could be more fun. I mean, I think it's fun when I watch people, if they're really experienced with a game, for them to mix it up and try something and potentially fail. The odds of me failing when I'm doing things I'm experienced with are extremely low, right? So I like to take some chances and see some things once in a while. It depends on my mood, ultimately, whether or not I'll involve myself with Turkey. I don't like it. I explained why I don't like it, so I don't have anything else to say about that. I don't know what the Lion Squadron is. Oh yeah, okay, so Taira. That's Taira, I think. So yeah, I think this might be the time where Taira leaves, which means that I made a good call removing all the ships from him exactly when I did. There we go. Yeah, he left. So, wow, one turn away. Look at that timing. And that was pure luck. I have no idea what triggers his leaving. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just timing or anything. Universe Hurricane. I might be able to take it out this time, though, actually. So, well, we'll see on the next part, and I'll see you there.